Hey everybody, so I'm coming on for our fourth installment of our weekly business micro trainings. So again, month of September, we're going over recruiting. And then today we're going to be focusing on what that conversation looks like, some words that you can use. I wanted to get you some scripts and some tangible things that you could use. And so I'm interviewing Jess because I don't deal with those conversations, Jess does. And so I've got kind of some overall questions or situations that we might go through. And then how Jess would handle those conversations. So first off, how do you transition, or we'll wait on that one. So what do you say when somebody, when you see somebody in the party that you're like, you know, they'd be a good freedom fighter, how do you approach them?
Yeah, what I would do is if I see someone either at an in-home party or if I see someone online that's just loving everything, I would just message them first and I'd be like, hey, thanks so much for coming to the party. I see that you seem to be really loving the products, really loving the mission of Better Way Designs. Do you have any interest in learning more about what I do as a sales distributor for the company?
Okay. And then what do you say when someone has shown interest in the opportunity?
When someone shows interest in the opportunity, whether they've said it outright or they say it in the party on a post, I say, hey, I'm going to connect with you on Messenger. And then the next thing that I do is I say, I ask them about questions that they might have, but the next thing that I do is I actually I want to connect with them in person. So I say, hey, can we set up a time to do a video chat where I can talk to you, just kind of go over, so I can explain about what we do and really see if this is something that could be a good fit for you.
Awesome. And then what about in-home parties? How do you go? Because we have been coaching on asking every single person who's checking out an in-home party to ask them about the opportunity. How do you bring that up, and when do you do that?
Yeah, so when I'm doing the presentation, you gotta share about the income opportunity first and foremost, because everyone is sitting there wondering, can you actually make money doing this? Everyone's always assessing that, is this something that I could do? And so saying like, hey, this is what my business did for me last month. And then talk about, what does it take, right? Even 4 parties a month, that's one night a week that you could go out, you could be, with other people, with other women, and also know that the work that you're doing is creating sustainable impact and creating income for your family as well. And then when you're going to checkout, simple is just to go through a hierarchy of questions. When someone first comes up, you say, hey, how have you enjoyed the party today? And then they will normally say, oh, it's been fun. Like, well, do you have any interest in learning about what I do as a freedom fighter? And if they say yes, then you're like, awesome. Well, let's set up a date to go to do a coffee date. And if they say, oh, no, not now, then you would say, well, the next level of being able to support the impact of Better Way and to help your hostess out is by sharing these products with your friends and family as a party host. Would you be interested in doing that as the next level of support of the company?
Awesome.
And then you go from there.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's one thing we wanted to talk about is you ask about the opportunity, but you still want to get those bookings for your host, so that's really important too.
John's trying out his new voice today.
Yeah, my Batman voice. More general things, what are some phrases or words that you avoid when asking about the opportunity?
Anytime you're asking a question of any kind, you want to avoid let me know if. Let me know if. You're going to get, oh yeah, sure, I'll let you know if. Instead of you always want to ask a direct question because, we like to skirt around it sometimes, but it's so much more dignified if you just ask people a question that's like a yes, no, or a maybe. Because even someone, like if you ask them a question, like, I haven't really given it some thought. And what you're doing when you're asking that question, like, are you interested in learning more? Are you open to learning more? That's going to get people thinking, oh, maybe I am interested in learning more. So even if right now is not a good time, it's going to be something that's going to stick in their brain.
And then what are some phrases, right? Because you've gotten lots of training through Beth Shaw, Beth George, and different things you've sought out. What are some phrases or words that you've used that you have gravitated towards or liked or found successful?
Yeah. One of the things that I really love, and honestly, when I talk about our role, the income opportunity as a sales distributor with Better Way Designs. Reason being is because a lot of people don't know what a freedom fighter is. But people understand when you say sales distributor, or you could say consultant as well. But words that I like to use is I like to say, would you be open to talking about the opportunity, or are you interested in the opportunity? It's not saying any kind of commitment. Do you want to start this? The other thing is when someone says, I'm interested to learn more, that doesn't mean they're starting. And so we don't want to, like when someone's like, I am interested in learning more, we don't be like, all right, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna sign up here, you're gonna start here. You're like super gonna scare someone off if you do that. So really it's gonna be leaning in. And honestly, what I like to do in that one-on-one conversation that I have with people is I like to try to get them talking. Like I like sharing about Better Way Designs because that's really what they want to know about the heart of the company. They want to know about our certifications. They want to know about how we work. They want to, you probably want to talk about commission, how we get paid. But really, what you want to do is you want to get that person talking. So you ask them questions. And actually, I have some interview questions that I used to use that I was given by Beth Jones-Shaw, my personal coach. And I can type that up and I can share some of those to our team page as well, and we'll put it in the comments where you guys can see that, so that when someone is interested, then you can start asking those questions like, what made you interested in learning more about this? Where do you see this fitting in your life? What kind of schedule do you have? What kind of goals? What do you want this business to accomplish for you? What types of things would you be giving up to be able to lean into an opportunity like this, and kind of getting people to think through, is this something that's actually going to be a wise decision for me? Because honestly, like, you want to make sure that we are hiring, not just signing people up, who aren't prepared to do business.
Yeah. And you want to make it about them, and where your goal in asking them and talking about them isn't to get a freedom fighter, but it's to see if this business will be helpful for them.
Yeah.
And then make sure to smile. And throughout all of it, make sure to smile. It's wildly important. Online, in person, doesn't matter. Well, thank you. I hope this is helpful for all of you. Very excited. Next month, Chloe on our team is going to be talking over budgeting and money and those aspects of the business. So again, practical training. Make sure to comment on this video with what you've watched and with which one of the kind of different conversations we've had, which one are you going to choose to work on first.